Outback of Bulgobac was a local term in the 60s for coming from remote areas south of Burnie. Having failed to get a gate key to the drive to the Huskisson River, we now needed to get to Bulgobac as well. This involved following the historic Emu Bay line along the eastern edge of the Tarkine wilderness. The Bulgobac settlement once supported a sawmilling operation. A solitary macrocarpa is all that remains there now. After 5 kilometres of railway, we arrived at the Bulgobac River, slow flowing before it descends into gorges 1 kilometre to the west. We soon reached the Bulgobac-Q River junction and noted the water level monitoring station just upstream. From here, the Q River winds through pools and cascades between steep slopes clad with closed rainforest. We made camp behind a prominent grassy bank and got warmed and enjoyed the late October evening in the forest. An early start meant cold water. Overnight the water level had fallen, necessitating some wading interspersed with deep still pools. A food stop and map check suggested soon we would be encountering lots of elevation drop over a short distance. Not long after, we encountered the first major portage. However, more pools followed, where the gentle greens and shade gave relief from the increasingly bright and warm day. Soon began the main descent via several falls and cascades, with some sieves and drops mandating portages. Although they appear lightweight, the equipment within the raft tubes makes them unwieldy loads. Eventually, we dropped to some longer, straight sections of the Q, and the rate of progress across the map increased. We finally reached the washed out bridge where we would have started if we had the gate key. At the junction of the Kew and Hatfield rivers is a large shelter where the two streams become the broader Huskisson River. The brisker flow and depth increased the pace, while the wider valley allowed appreciation of the remaining tall forests. Sadly, much of this section has been logged. The Ramsay River was the next landmark. Then began long, beautiful stretches of river and forest. We chose a sunny, wide shingle bank for our camp, attracted by the gentle rapids and the ancient gallery forests. Our final day's paddle began with bright forest colours, but soon gentle showers changed the valley's complexion. Elevenses were enjoyed at Webb's Creek, which marks the start of several eroded limestone bluffs. One bluff had a particularly impressive overhang, and we spent some time underneath it, looking up at the patterns in the limestone.
It's amazing. Beyond the limestone region, the forest became denser, and we took the next break in the rain to have a leg stretch. We took the next break in the weather to have a leg stretch. The final stages brought long, still, quiet sections of river, interspersed with faster runs over small rapids and shingles.
beautiful paddling finished as we swept below the bridge on the Paiman River Road. So much variety in scenes and landscapes made it feel like more than just 2 nights on the eastern edge of the Tarkine.